Hello and welcome to another glorious spring day. We've had spring for about a week now, with temperatures between 5 and 10 degrees Celsius and no frost at night. And I think the ground frost has given way now, so I will be able to do some digging today. I thought I'll start with a quick tour of how things are looking and what's cooking right now. So we're on the front side of the garden. The stakes that you see are indications of where I will dig out the beds, enlarge the beds and shrink the lawn. So I will do that in several places, not least for ease of mowing, but also of course to give more space for plants. I went on a shopping spree yesterday. This is some of the things I bought: some soil, some decorative bark, some fertilizer, and I also had some lime. But I've already put the lime on the lawn. It actually rained a bit yesterday afternoon, so I thought it was a good idea to sprinkle lime on the lawn. The lime I got hold of was perhaps not of the greatest quality, but I put out quite a bit of lime last year as well, so I think that will do. I've used my newly made cement concrete pots. I put in some daffodils, really lovely with daffodils, early spring. This is my newly installed mailbox, which was a definite upgrade from the previous one. These are the swerige shrubs that I moved in the middle of winter in ground frost. They seem to be doing okay. There are two more on this side here, and I also moved this shoot from my old forsythia here, and yeah, I will enlarge this space quite somewhat. And I'm thinking of here are roses right now. This corner gets morning and noon sun, but then in the afternoon the sun disappears from behind the corner here. So I'm thinking of maybe putting in some more hydrangeas here instead, and perhaps here as well. These are old heritage roses that my father planted many years ago, so for nostalgic reason I don't want to remove them before they're totally spent. Okay, so let's continue down the back. Here are my casting equipment. I'm not sure that I have to replace those stones. I'm not sure that I will do any more of the concrete pots. It was a bit much work and money for not very good results. And I've actually found pretty inexpensive pots that I can buy directly, so maybe I won't do any more of that. Okay, so now we're at the back, the main arena. I've just fed the birds for today, my lovely blackbirds and other smaller birds. Here's another bed that I will dig out shortly, and also around the southern edge here, adjoining my neighbor. And these are my winter sowing pots. Maybe I'll open up the lids and let them breathe for a while I'm out there today. I don't want them to get too soggy. But here's the main action for the foreseeable future. This shed is going down. I've waged war against this ivy forever, and I brought out the big axe, and as you can see I've started to demolish the shed itself, but actually it's pretty rotten. You can see the humongous roots here of the ivy. like limbs, like a full-grown man. So I will be taking this shed apart, and in the process removing the last vestiges of this awful ivy. And then immediately, I have already ordered the material. I will immediately rebuild it, of course. So that's a big thing going on. I think I'll try to do this as soon as possible before the planting season really takes off. And here is a shredder, a wood chipper that I found in the shed when I took everything out. And first I didn't get it to start at all. So yesterday I took it apart, and then I lubricated it, and lo and behold, it actually started. I think this must be at least 50 years old. I got it started, and I was very happy because you can see all of this which I should have left on the plants, but I got a bit of spring delirium already in late January, so I cut everything down. That was a big mistake. But anyway, instead of throwing this away, I thought I'd put it through the chipper, and then I'd get my own perfect mulch with organic matter. And as you can see here, this is casualties of war ivy. Many of these limbs are way too coarse to be able to get through this tiny little chipper, but the small things I would like. But anyway, when I started it yesterday, it didn't really work that well. It started off nicely, as you can see, but then it just kind of stopped, and I think it's because of the knives. So I will take it apart again today, and I will remove the knives. I have already looked up the manufacturer. They're actually still alive. I think I've contacted the customer services there in Germany, and I think that I will be able to get a hold of new knives for this old model that I don't do anymore. So I'll take it apart again and remove the old knife, and maybe I can just turn it around. But probably I will need to replace it, and hopefully that will work. It would be nice to have a chipper. It would cost about $500, 5,000 Swedish crowns to buy a new one, and I have this for free. So then another much easier project today, which I will start with, is filling this little box, which I have ordered. This cost me about $150. This is already prepaid earth soil analysis. So I will dig out strategically soil from different corners of the garden, in places where I haven't amended the soil too much, or I'll try to dig below what I've amended to get a representative sample of how my soil is from the start. And I've ordered every possible kind of analysis from this soil. I will probably send in a bit more than this. This is just, I guess, 2 deciliters maybe. I think I want to send in at least twice as much, actually. And I will show you a bit more about this also in a special video. Okay, I think that's the plan for today. I will start by opening these lids here. See you in a while. What was that I was saying about the ground frost? This is an elevated bed, so maybe I'm a bit early. Now, the instructions say to dig around in various places, get a few inches down, and then to mix everything together. This is my no-dig bed. So there's cardboard on top of the turf, directly on top of the turf. I didn't remove it. Then a lot of compost, and then a lot of organic matter, and then a lot of coarse wood chippings. So there's no point in me digging there, I guess. This is very sandy. Very sandy. This is my quince. Hopefully it will set a lot of lovely red flowers soon. This is amended. Let's get down into it. Then I have like 5 or 6 different kinds of white flowering plants, which turned out very, very nicely. I'm just gonna edge this bed with natural rock. I was hoping to get some early look at this, I have to show you. Thank you. I mean, we've had snow for up until a week ago, so can you see it? There. What are they called in Latin? I can't remember. Galanthus? Something? Snödroppar, snowdrops in Swedish. And hopefully there will be lots of early and later spring blooming bulbs everywhere here soon. Okay. Nice. I hardly dare to dig anywhere. This soil is a bit more soil than sand in this corner, actually. Maybe I did disturb a few bulbs anyway. Okay, then I want to take a sample from the southern edge, which is really sandy. But my roses oh, there's a tit. Great tit, I think they're called in English. Lovely. They sing very nicely as well. Well, anyway, this southern edge gets full sun. My roses seem to enjoy it there, as well as many other sun-loving plants. This is the beginning of my rockery over here. So I have a lot of drought-tolerant plants in this bed. But anyway, it's very sandy, but directly underneath the bed runs an aquifer. There's actually an old well in the corner there. I don't know if you can see the tap. I didn't get it running last time I tried this autumn, but I'll try again. Free water. Anyway, so the aquifer runs, you can see the rhododendron really likes it. It has water under its feet, as well as the big arborvitaes and junipers over there. So they have their feet in running water. And there's my there's my father-in-law. Look what my father-in-law just discovered. Can you see? My beautiful genista. Totally demolished by, it has to have been a deer. I didn't think we got deer in here. Oh, look. Oh. There's a lot of bunny poo here, but I don't think a bunny has done this. Well, it's not impossible, I guess. Well, oh, this Genista flowers in pink. It's so beautiful, and it really thrives in this corner as well. It's one of my best plantings. I have a yellow one on the front, at the front. I will have to do something about this. Chicken wire and sticks, bamboo sticks. I will build a cylindrical fence around this and just hope that it recovers. Oh, shame. Well, a few more soil samples. This is where I removed the spireas from. Let's get below the lime that I spread yesterday. Ground frost again. Oh wow. Wow. Here of all places, where the sun, I guess it's the bark mulch doing its thing, really protecting the soil from everything. Okay, it's not easy to find a place to dig here because there are plants everywhere. So, like so. And then we'll need to mix it. Hello, kitten. Hello, kitten. Hey, look at me. I want to play. Oh, he likes to stick around me in the garden. It's so sweet. So, let's mix this together. Maybe I'll just fill this box anyway. Here's my box, and I will show you the lab's website online in a while. This is the instructions and where to send them, and this is what I've ordered. I will translate all this into English once I get inside. But now, to build that deer fence. Wait, I have to show you, first of all, the other Genista, which is right here. And I guess the deer don't dare to go here because of all the traffic from the road and the neighbors. So this looks fine. This is a yellow flowering Genista. Too bad. Oh, too bad about the other one. Well, anyway. Look what I found. Some crocuses. Lovely, lovely. And there are some more. Lots more on the way. There's so many that they're... It looks like there's an eruption, a green eruption. Okay, so... and here is something poking out. And here as well. But what I wanted to show you now is my little deer fence here. I only wish I could have been forewarned about this, so I could put up that fence beforehand. Will this happen every season? I guess I'll have to leave the fence up. The first deer problem I've had, and I haven't had any bunny problems yet, and not a lot of snail problems either, but here I will put in a whole bunch of hostas and other shade plants. So I will start to spread this thing called iron sulfate here, along with the usual beer. Oh, look at the tits. Look at the great tits. They're actually, looks like they're actually competing for a female. Frantic activity now. Nice. Oh, anyway, and this little sculpture here, I will put a spot on that. That will be nice. I have this little sculpture as well that glows in the afternoon sun. And I put in this crane, which I really love, here. It's going to be half hidden in the reeds and the large perennials here. And then I have, well, I'm about to order, and I will put it on this pine. A green woodpecker in metal as well, which I will attach to the stem here, so it will look like it's climbing on the stem. Yeah, that's what I've ordered so far. I think about ornaments, I think I like them, but the percentage of ornaments in relation to the actual plants should be 10%, not more. That would be too much. I don't like it when it gets over cluttered with other stuff than actual plants. I don't like that at all. Okay, so that was the deer fence. Also, I wanted to tell you and show you the lawn looks especially worse for wear this spring, and it's because I've been walking so very much on it. So I mean, lawn will always recover. So I put out lime now, and when it has dried up I will scarify it manually with a steel rake. That will be back-breaking labor. Then I will aerate it. I bought an aerator, a manual one as well. Then I will dress it with sand and earth, soil. Then I will sow on top of that, and then put just a teeny bit more soil on top of that again. And I will fertilize it, of course, relatively soon for the first time with a lot of nitrogen, and then 2 or 3 times during the season. It's very important to me that the lawn is perfect around the borders, otherwise it takes away from the borders. On a lot of videos I watch online, I can't really concentrate on the contents of the borders because the lawn is not mown enough, or it doesn't look even and green enough. So to me it's important that it looks like more or less like a golf green. Dark green, even, snug, cut pretty low, and with the edges trimmed. I will buy a new lawn trimmer, edge trimmer as well, better one than I have now. I've looked one up. It will set me back a couple of $100, but it will be worth it. Especially now that I put in the natural stone, I've actually created problems for myself because it will be much harder to keep the edges nice. So I need a really good trimmer for that. Okay, so before I forget, what I want to show you today, before when I took the soil samples, I realized that the ground frost hasn't gone away enough. So there will be no cutting new borders today. It's too soon. It's too hard to dig. So I will wait with that. But what I will do after I have opened up this shredder again is that I will take you down with me to the basement again and let you have a look at my my seedlings. I have replanted some of them and I'm running out of good light, so I'm not sure if I have enough well lit space anymore. You can let me know in the comments. Here is a sedum on its way. Nice to see. Okay, so the shredder. It's so typical. I took it apart yesterday, but now I have to take it apart again. Well, I think though that I've learned something, and that is that you don't actually need to loosen more than 5 of all of these nuts to get at the knife. My youngest son has lent out my set of wrench keys, whatever it's called in English. So I'll have to make do with a old-fashioned spanner, I think they're called, right? Or what we in Sweden call a skiftnyckel, which is supposedly what a Swedish hockey coach once said in an interview in the World Championships or something. What do you call these little things? Brickor, I know it. Washers. See what you can dig out of your passive vocabulary. I think they're called washers. I also need to, as I suspected, this is what happens. This is no wonder it didn't work in the end. I tried to jam this through, but it just got more and more packed. So first of all, there's just a handling problem. But on the other hand, with these kinds of thin but still supple little twigs, there's no other way to get them through the knife than to, if it doesn't suck them in, which it should. I know that some wood chippers are better than others when it comes to sucking stuff in, instead of you having to press it through. Yeah, this looks about how it looked on the YouTube videos I watched last night. It doesn't. I thought when I took it apart the first time, I didn't think it looked too bad. But I guess it is pretty dull, and of course I can try to just turn it around, which I will, just for the hell of it. I need some, I think I need some lubrication first. I'll go and get that. So I've lubricated everything. I guess it will have to stay on and work for a day. I tried to loosen the screws, I tried to loosen the bolt, but I couldn't budge them. As you can see, there are bolts on, maybe you can see, behind the knife there. There are bolts on the other, nuts on the other side of the screws on the knife, holding the knife. So if I could loosen the whole turning wheel, maybe I could get at them from that side instead of using a regular screwdriver there, because it's hard to loosen them that way. Maybe it's easier to use the bolts on the other side, but I can't budge the nut either right now. So I'll just spray some more rust solution on there and let it sit for a day while I move on to the next thing. which is probably showing you my planting in the basement. There behind the pergola, down there is the basement. And then I will go get my neighbor and let him instruct me in how to start to demolish this shed. And one more thing I wanted to show you. I found some sharpening stones, what I call wet stones, in the basement. So I thought I'd try to sharpen this old knife manually using those wet stones when I get it loose, just to see what happens. Yeah, so we're in the basement. Yesterday I replanted some of these into these. There's a kind of dianthus, there's a mallow. These four are kind of mallow. And these two, I don't know what they're called. Sorry if you didn't see that. The four in the back are mallows. Those two, I don't know what they're called. These 6 are dianthuses. So I'm not sure if they get enough light now. This is one of those things that I were to be sown directly into its final pot. So hopefully I can remove this pretty soon. These ones haven't turned up at all yet. Almost all of these have shown themselves, apart from the ones that I desiccated early on. They came up early and I was afraid to give them enough water, so they got too little water and died. So I'm very sad about that, but otherwise I'm learning as I go. I think next week there are a few more that are ready to be repotted. And let's hope that these turn out well. It looks a bit soggy right now, and as I say, not a lot of water and not enough light, I'm afraid. There's a calla lily back there, which looks to be coming back great. So in a month or so I will be able to put it out, I think, in the garden. So that's what's happening here. Also, I've been washing my sneakers and generally getting rid of stuff. Yesterday my wife and I spent a whole day driving stuff to the local garbage disposal. So it starts to look pretty neat down here now. First order of business, to try to dig out the roots of the ivy. I think this will be something of a challenge. It seems to be a bit rotten. Maybe my previous chemical homicidal attempts have partly succeeded. I poured vinegar and salt and I don't know what else, dishwasher fluid on it. You can see it's kind of integrated with the shed itself. Some kind of symbiosis. And I was hoping to save the frame. The post goes all the way down there. I don't think it's pressure treated wood, so I'm amazed that it doesn't look worse than it does. Still, it's a bit rotten. The post is rotten here below ground. I don't know what my neighbor will say about that. Maybe it's just as well to remove the whole thing. There's no point in building a new outer shell on rotten a rotten skeleton, rats, too much soil buildup. I mean, it goes way down. I thought this would be cement or concrete, but it's just wood all the way down, like 6-7 inches at least. This is just incredible. I will need to buy new spades when this is done as well. This is just... And here I thought I was getting a hold of this garden. I used whole of last year just restoring it from its dilapidated last 20 or so years, but I was sorely mistaken. I haven't finished this at all. So I've been putting lipstick on a pig, it seems. Oh. Du, jag ska stänga av kameran här bara. My neighbor was just here, the professional builder. I love having that guy around. Everything goes so smoothly, and I'm not afraid to take on any project because I know that if I need help, he's always there, and he has lots of good ideas, always. So he looked at the shed, and then we decided together that the shed has to go. We knew that, but the frames, the posts, they need to go as well. The whole thing. You can't just build new cladding on top of the old frame. It's gone too far, and you can even see it tilts. So the shed will go, and he will help me. I was thinking of starting to take down the cladding one plank at a time, but he will be over next weekend with his heavy machinery and make short work of the whole thing, and we'll drop it off at the recycling site immediately. And then what will happen? We came up with a glorious idea together, namely to not replace the shed, not build a new one, but instead to put in a greenhouse. So I will even the ground. I will not make a big fuss about making level ground and putting in gravel and stuff, which I did here with the pergola. I will just level the ground reasonably, and then we will build a wooden frame directly on the ground and put in a wooden floor like what we have on the deck right now. And if you followed along before, you know that this is also an ongoing project. We will extend this deck. We will demolish parts of the wall here, brick wall, and we will maybe replace the deck and let it continue out and make an amphitheater kind of stair seating area around here. So that kind of deck, just a low wooden deck along the ground here. Then on top of the deck, a greenhouse in aluminium and glass, ready made. Just order as a kit, not build anything, just order it and assemble it on spot. Then the question is, should I remove that thuja, or is it a yew? I'm not sure, arborvitae or a yew. I think it's a yew. I've limbed it up previously to let in some light, but maybe I want to take it away completely. I'm not sure. And also this wonderful forsythia. I love this shrub, and it will soon have a glorious flowering in yellow. but if I put in a greenhouse here somewhere, it will not look good. I think I can orient and replace the greenhouse. Doesn't have to be exactly where the shed is now, so I have to think a bit bigger than that. Even if I have made a lot of planting already around here, I need to be a bit tough on myself here and just be ready to discard those plants, maybe move them if they come up in time, just plant new stuff. And also, so maybe removing the forsythia, it would be a big shame, but for the greenhouse to really shine, and also the greenhouse, it will be large enough to store a few bits of machinery, not a lot, but mostly I can use it to harden off my plants, and also here I can build an area where I can work outside with pots and repotting and stuff like that. And also I want the greenhouse big enough to have two small chairs and a table, like the plastic ones here, even though I will of course buy nicer stuff. My wife will probably love that. And especially if, well, I don't even need to remove, this is an old, what's it called, it escapes me right now. I will probably need to remove that, and possibly the forsythia as well. But even so, they're on the north side actually, so the sun will come around the house early. Well, it will eventually start there in the northeast, really early in the morning. Then it will be shaded by the house for a few hours, and then it will come back here about 8, 9 or so, and then it will have free access all afternoon. Then the U will shade the spot for an hour or two, around 3, 4 in the afternoon, 5 perhaps, and then it will return. And then, especially if I don't get too close to the neighbors' sauna and veranda, the sun will reach it. The sun will be high enough in the sky to reach it all the way until 8, 9 in the evening. So there will be a lot of sun here. This shed has been shading this area, so I've put in shade plants here, and also this is where I plan to put in a lot of hostas and other stuff. If I remove both the U and the shed, this will be quite a sunny spot. If that becomes a problem, well, either I can replace the hostas with other stuff, otherwise I could... Actually, I removed to get some sun here at all, so it wouldn't be totally in shade. I removed a couple of lilacs here, but I can of course easily put in a new lilac or two here, which will then, if I move over here, so where the table is now, if I put in something fast growing there, that will provide some shade for the hosta bed, so the hostas don't get too much sun. Much to think about. Very nice, very inspiring, I must say. My wife, I can't wait to hear what she said. And also, what I will do now is that I will take some pictures, and then I will let AI, as I did with the deck project over here. I don't know if you've seen the pictures, but I already have pictures of what it will look like over here when the stairs come down here in black, where you can sit and have some nice pots and stuff. So it already feels like it's there, but you have to do the work and put in the money as well. I will do the same thing here. I will take some pictures now around here, and then I will ask AI to generate different ideas of how it will look here when I've put in the wooden deck and the greenhouse and maybe some other bits and bobs. So I will do that, and I will probably show you. Competing cats. I saw my own cat Tyson here just a moment ago. I think it's spring turf war happening. But anyway, I'm rambling. I will close this off now, and then I will edit this and put in some pictures and stuff. And that was my day in the garden. Bye.